Kung Fu Heroes. I have played this. It's like a top-down RPG. It's two-player, I believe. Yeah, it says right on there in the box. I think this one is you level up too on it, and there's like top-down fights, and you can jump. And that's all I know about it. I did play its Super Nintendo Super Ninja Brothers, but I have not played much of Kung Fu Heroes, but I have played it. I don't know if you've played more of it. You can explain more
I only played a
about
little
it.
bit of Kung Fu Heroes. I like it. I think it's pretty cool and unique, but yeah, I didn't really put a lot of time into it though. But I know they did make like other games that are like related to it.
Yeah, they did. I played Super Ninja Brothers on Super Nintendo, and there's also one on NES. Another one on NES, a sequel to it, but the name is forgetting me. But that's not important. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's Kung Fu Heroes.
I think it's a decent one. Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
next is Laser Invasion.
I have not played this one. I own it, but I've not stuck it in the old NES. I do know from the Angry Video Game Nerd when he did the fire. Well, I think that was for this game or something.
Oh,
But
that was
that's pretty
that
much
game. I forgot about that.
yeah. I remember he was like fire. But that's all I know about Laser Invasion. I should actually fire it up sometime. Fire it up sometime and play it.
Yeah, I've never played it either. In fact, I actually forgot it was a Konami game. But yeah,
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
Silver Box. Yeah.
All right, next up we got is Last Action Hero.
That was good. I like that. Good Schwarzenegger. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've never seen the movie, never played the game. So
Oh, dude, you need to see the movie. I love it.
yeah, I know. I need to see. It's one of those from that era. I need to see the Schwarzenegger ones anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of my favorite lines in it is was it? You know in the movies when they say "Make my day" or I'm your worst nightmare." Well, listen to this one. Oh, what does he say after that? It's a rubber baggy bunky bunkas.
Oh, that's what that's from. Okay.
Yeah, it's from that movie.
Okay, I've heard a prank call with that before
Yeah,
somewhere.
rubber baggy bunky bunkas.
I do need to watch this. There's a lot of movies I need to watch, like
Yeah,
Gremlins 2, and that I'd like to watch Last Action Hero. But the
yeah.
game, I don't know if it's any good. It's probably a platformer, I take it. I don't know. I haven't played it.
It's side-scrolling beat 'em up with platforming stuff. The NES version's not that good. And also the levels all look the same, but they just kind of reskin it as different things. There's actually a scene in the movie where where the kid is having a dream, and it's literally about like King Henry or something, and then Arnold is dressed up as the king, and he takes out like a submachine gun and shoots at a bunch of knights.
Nice.
Well, they actually included that into the game, which I think is
I,
cool, but unfortunately,
okay,
like I
they
said, the
followed the
level is
movie
just like a
from what?
recycle of the first level, but they changed the
Okay.
look of it, so it's kind of like meh.
So you'd recommend I watch the movie and skip the game?
Yes, very
Okay,
much so.
I will do that. Or maybe pop in the game after the movie.
Yeah.
I want more Last Action Hero. I can't
Yeah.
do it. Sorry, my Schwarzenegger's not as good as yours.
Mine's not that good either. I only can only do it so decently because my friend who helps me out with my little abridged series that I make, he does like a really good Arnold, and because I've heard it like so much, I'm kind of like
You kind of pick up on it. I
I'm kind of
understand.
picking up on
Yeah,
it, yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. Alright, next we got The Last Ninja.
I have played through this. You'd think Last Ninja, you'd think platformer. It is not an action platformer. It is an adventure game starring a ninja in New York.
Yep.
As you can see, Game of the Year proclaimed across the bottom. I don't know. That's definitely not for NES. Maybe for PC. But it's an isometric. You go around. I think the first thing you do, you go through a park. You have to jump on over a river into this log. I kept missing the log. Guys fight you. You can pick up different weapons from what I remember. But it seems like a game, if you like adventure games, maybe this would be for you. But the jumping was just kind of hard to pick up in isometric. And I think you have limited continues too, which is a kick in the butt for that kind of game. But I'm not sure if I can recommend it unless you want to play an old adventure game from the 80s.
I would say if you're gonna play The Last Ninja, you should probably play like the original PC version that they did back then.
Okay, it was on PC as well.
Well, yeah, it
Okay.
was on one of the PC systems back then. I forget which one. I think it's actually been on a couple different ones, but yeah,
Okay.
the NES version sucks.
Yeah,
I
that's what I was saying. Definitely not game of the year for what was coming out on the NES. That's no. I played
no,
a little
that's
bit.
that's
It wasn't.
bullshit.
I played worse, but it's a game if you had as a kid, you put in time into and find out and get a little further each time. But
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I would say it's
Mhm.
the second worst Game of a Ninja in it. In case you're wondering what the first
What's
worst
the
Game
first?
of a
Yeah, I was
Ninja
listening.
is in it, it's Eternal Quest on PS2.
Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of PS2 games, so that one flew right over my head. I'll take your word for it though, because you
Yeah,
know a lot of
it's
PS2.
that's the worst. But that's the
If you're
second
saying,
worst. So the fact that
if
this
you're,
one is not the
yeah,
worst is very lucky for them.
okay, yeah,
But yeah, that's all I'll say on Last Ninja. It's just a very cryptic mess.
yeah.
Alright, now let's get to a game that is maybe a little bit cryptic, but I actually like this one.
I agree. I think this is a fantastic game. You got to read the manual first to understand what's going on and how the characters control. But you do that, you put a little time into it. I think it's very rewarding. That's Legacy of the Wizard. Um, it's a side scroller, very primitive looking, but you understand because the game's huge. The map is gigantic. It dwarfs the Zelda 1 map by a lot. You have, I think, four characters. You have the dad, the mom, the sister, and the monster, Pokey. Pokey can't get hurt when he goes. The kid jumps, the sister jumps real high, the mother can fly, and the dad can move blocks, which is the hardest part of the game to use because you get to his section, you have to move blocks by hitting right and B or A on your control pad. And there's puzzle sections in the game you got to get through. Each area has fantastic music by Yuzo Koshiro.
Yep.
It's an explorative. Man, I think it's a great game, but you got to put time into it. This is something doesn't leave a good first impression, but the more you play into it, and if you read the manual, find out, or even watch a little something about how to play it, um, I think you'll pick it up because you do have a password system, so you can make a little bit of progress, get a password, say, okay, maybe I'll try the monster this time because he can't get hurt, and I'll explore and just listen to the music and run around. And I think you'll have a fun time, but you got to go into it knowing that it's not going to hold your hand. You got to read the manual on it and
Yep.
put a little bit of time into it. But I think it's a underrated game on the NES that I'm glad I finished.
Yeah, I really
'Cause
like Legacy of the Wizard. I think it's really good. Like you said, like the game does get really rewarding once you actually figure out how to
Mhm.
do shit. But as you
Yeah,
said, it's like it's stuff that you have to like kind of read about. You can't just like
yeah,
randomly guess.
yeah. You can't just pick up this game, fire it on an emulator, and jump in. You got to read the manual or even watch something about it to learn how it's played. But once you do, I think it rewards you. And okay, I made it a little further. I'm going to go back. Oh, I did this. Okay, I know where this to go here. You get a lot of items, and yeah, I agree. It's
Yeah, no, it's a really good one.
sorry, I
One
didn't mean to talk too much about it.
Oh no, it's good, dude. I mean, I understand if it's a game you really like, you really want to talk about it, so it makes sense. But one random fact I know about that game is that it's actually another game that's related to the Dragon Slayer series from Falcom. It was
That
actually
is
the fourth
the fourth
game
one.
called
Yep,
Drazzle Family,
Drazzle Family. You are
and that's where
correct.
that game came from. It was like an NES version of that game.
Uh-huh. Yep, I've heard it was the fourth one.
Yeah, I think it
But
was
yeah,
the fourth game. Yeah, because I
yeah, I
think
think I'm pretty sure you're correct.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, fucking Neon Falcom and their Dragon Slayer series going all over the place.
yeah. I haven't played any other one, but I do like Legacy of the Wizard.
Yeah, well, all the other ones were all like Japan only and were only on like computer
Yeah, we only
systems we
got
never got.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I
what?
remember that cover, the Broderbund cover. My friend had it, and we could never get far in it, but it always stuck with me.
Yeah. Like I said, I like it too.
Nice.
Yep. Next is the Legend of Kage, which I think we said we played.
Yes, I'm not a big fan of this game, but I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, basically copy paste, but we said about Demon Sword, and there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, that's pretty much it. Prince Valiant, I've never played. I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
I believe
I
this
think
game was only in Europe.
Europe. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
and I actually have played it once years ago. From what I remember, it's a platformer. You play as this Valent Prince guy, and you remember you throw crosses at people. It's
Nice.
kind of weird, but Yeah, I remember it not being bad, but as again, this was like a couple years
I,
ago, so I don't remember a lot about it outside of that. But I remember it being like kind of decent.
okay.
All right.
Moving on, we have Ghostline. I played this and finished this summer actually for the first time. Starts off promising. It has a top-down perspective RPG like Dragon Quest. Think Dragon Quest, but with a girl whose family went missing fighting a lion. So you got to go on a quest to find her. You don't have HP and MP. You have hope and dreams for your HP and MP. So it's basically HP MP is that. You get levels which are called something else. You don't get party members, but you get magical items that have monsters that you summon. So you don't get experience in battles either, which is my biggest problem with the game. The random encounter rate is too much, which is fine if you get experience to level up, but you don't get anything for fighting other than gold, which you don't really need a lot of at 1% per certain point in the game. So I liked it the less I played of it. In fact, I didn't. I liked it. Not as much did I use the guide at the end to find a map because I was tired of the random battles getting not experienced. So I just used a map to find the best way through. Um, it's an interesting idea. I do like parts of it, but it just drags on too long.
Okay, I've never played it, but I've always seen a lot of stuff about the game, and I always thought it was kind of like I was kind of curious about trying it, but I just never did. And plus,
Mm-hmm.
it's an NES RPG, so it's just one of those
Yeah,
things that
yeah. I started off. I was like, "This is going to be great, man!" But that no experience for battles was a real kicker for the random encounter rate because you level up by finding chests, and they have the certain item you level up. So if you miss a chest,
yeah, you're screwed
you're
kind
out
of
of luck.
thing.
Yeah, so you got to explore everywhere to level up, and the random encounter rate is really high, so it kind of drags the game down. It has good ideas, like I like the character, the story's kind of interesting, even though I kind of lost track, and it's I do like some of the music, but
Of course, you gotta love the cover
yeah, the
art.
cover, yeah, the cover is fantastic. Yeah,
It
yep,
makes me
it's
laugh
fantastic.
every time I see it, but it's
It,
just so
it just
great.
looks so like it looks like an '80s hair metal band album cover or something. It's just fantastic.
And yet the game came out in like what, like 91, 92.
Something around. It might have been '90s, yeah, because it has the red label stick on the front, on the top, the red crest or ribbon on the front top of the NES game.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Later NES game. Um, I was kind of disappointed in Ghostline. It didn't get a lion's share of my. It got a lion's share of my attention, but I didn't really care for it that much.
Yeah, understandable. Alright, now we got Lempieux, whatever. I can't speak French.
L'Impure, I think. Napoleon game. I'm gonna guess this is a Koei game. I'm not sure though.
It is a Koei game, yeah.
Okay, I have not played it.
I've not played it either, but as again, I got a comment that the cover art has a lot of really good details to it. Might be a little hard to tell with the little picture, but if you actually do look at it, like a bigger picture of it, it's actually really beautiful looking.
Oh yeah, it has. Oh wow, somebody really went all out. Excuse me. When
Yeah,
that.
same guy that did the other ones did that.
Oh, that guy. God, it's
Yeah.
past. Yeah.
So yeah, not much to say on that. Now we got Little Ninja Brothers.
Yeah, that's the other game I was talking. I was trying to find out. Kung Fu Heroes we talked about first on this page. This is the sequel or the one before that. Little Ninja Brothers. I think they're the same series, but it's similar to Kung Fu Heroes. I think just a little. I think this one came out after it. It's top-down, two-player RPG elements.
Yeah, I like it too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good one. Not much really needed to say.
Yep, yep.
Oh joy, look at the next one we got.
A game I want to play. I did play. Oh, I did play it, and I liked it enough to want to play through it. So I'm gonna play that sometime. Little Samson.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously everyone knows it because it's, as again, one of the most expensive games on the system, and that's the reason why I wanted to play it through emulation, because, I wanted to, to see what it was all about. And
Mm-hmm.
I could say it's a pretty cool game. I like it. I think it's quite fun, but obviously don't fucking pay for it.
No, no. Just emulate it or
Yeah.
play it another means. Yeah.
Yeah, or at least, or if you actually want to play it physically, at least just get a freaking repro cart of it. But get like a repro
Yeah.
cart that looks different, that doesn't look like the original
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, it's a cool game. It kind of reminds me of Mega Man a little bit, but I think it's a lot easier.
Okay, that's good. Okay, good, good, good. I enjoyed the little bit I played of it, emulation. And I think you start out with introductory levels and to get the other characters, and then once you do that, the game really picks up. And the levels, you have some more levels, right?
Kinda, yeah. I never got, like, crazy far into it, because, like I said, I'm not good at, like, Mega Man games, but I did find that this one was a little bit easier to get into.
Yeah, I mean it's a good looking game.
Oh, yeah. Alright, next up we got is the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, Konami game. I have played through this one and I quite enjoy it. It's like a top down adventure style game, but you also have side scrolling elements and top down shooter elements. It's like a mixture of three types of games, kind of RPG ish, but no levels to get items, side scrolling shoot 'em ups, and top down shoot 'em up stages. And there's also zapper stages too, where you go into maze like areas where you control on the control pad. You hold the control pad in one hand and the zapper in the other. You hit up, left, right to move, and you shoot enemies coming out.
Okay, I
Um,
actually never knew that game
yeah,
was like that. Wow.
it's a very cool game. A little long, goes on for a little too long. It's based on the 50s TV show, probably my dad watched, with Tonto
Yep.
and the Lone Ranger. And it's interesting. I do like this game. I never had felt the need to go back to it, but I could play it again. I think it's decent. It just goes on a little too long. But the ideas in the game, like there's different, are very cool, like with the different modes of play.
Okay. I actually wouldn't mind trying that one out now that you mentioned that,
You
because,
might, you
yeah,
might
I've never played it at all.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. It has some decent music too. You should give it a shot sometime.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to get around to that. Alright, next is Low G Ban.
Yeah, I've played this one. Didn't get too far in it because it's very not glitchy, but it moves at a really slow pace, and I couldn't quite get the feel of it. I know there's vehicles you could go in. You had like this. I want to say saber, but I'm not sure. But I remember being very slow, and your sprite were very small. But I didn't make very much progress. So maybe you can talk more about it.
I've never played it, so I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
I've heard a lot about it though, but yeah, I've never like looked into it that much or played it.
Yeah, it's one I think I want to go back to, but you have sometimes you got to be in the right mood to play a game, and I wasn't feeling it this time. Or
Yeah.
sometimes it just clicks with you, and oh, I like this game, but
Yeah, alright. Next up we got is McKids.
yeah. What have you played this?
I tried it out a bit before. I think it's decent. I think it's it's one of those games that the AVGN covered, and I know a lot of people like I know like James has said himself that out of all like the crappy games that he reviewed, he said that McKids is probably one of the better ones,
Yeah, I can see that.
which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I think it's actually a decent game. It's yeah, the idea of it is stupid, like a McDonald's game, like what the fuck. But it's actually not like that bad of a game. It's pretty like a charming little platformer.
Okay, I played like 5 minutes of it. I remember it being a platformer with M's. That's all I remember about it.
Yeah, like I said, like the idea is dumb, but like it's actually a decently well-made game, and it's not like brutally hard or anything either.
Oh, maybe I will try McKids more.
Yep. All right, here's an interesting one: the Magic of Scheherazade.
Yeah. What do you want to go on this one first?
Yeah, I'll go on this one. Yeah, I actually own this game, and I liked it. I think it's really cool, and it has a lot of very interesting ideas for its time. This game almost kind of is like a link to the past, but like before that, like it did a lot of same
I
ideas
can
with the
see
fact that
that.
there's like different like worlds that you travel to on the same map.
You like do time travel. I remember you go through like these gates or something, and you go to different areas. Yeah,
Yeah, which I thought was really interesting. I was like, wow, this game basically beat Link to the Past with a punch.
and it has like a mixture of action fighting and like first person RPG combat, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that was also very weird too, but it was kind of interesting. But yeah, I actually like it. I think it's still like a pretty cool game that's very unique.
I agree. It's very unique. I like it. I don't love it. I finished it. It was like kind of drug on near the end, and I didn't know what the heck was going on, but I liked it enough to finish it, so that was good. Um, Yeah, I think it's a very unique game. That's the best thing I could say about it. There's nothing really I played much. I played stuff like it, but it's kind of has its own feel to it.
Yeah. Yep. I like it a lot myself.
Good. We're both in agreement.
Yep.
It's pretty decent.
Right, next up we got is Magician. Probably the laziest title.
The Taxan joint, yeah. This is one I always wanted to. I rented it at the same place, Video Visions, as a kid. Never knew how to play it then. Popped it in a few years ago, a year or so ago. Never knew how to play it now. So I can't really speak on how good it is because I don't know how to play it.
Okay. I could be getting this game mixed up with another game, but is this the game where it's like an action platformer, but you're gonna play as a wizard?
You might be thinking of Solstice.
No, not that one. Because I went that one I know. Oh no, I think the game I'm thinking of is an unlicensed game. I think it's called like
Hmm.
Castle of something, and I remember it was like you play as like a purple wizard.
Oh no. This is you play as a side scroller, but there's RPG elements. You walk around, talk to people. You have a big inventory, but you got to go indoors and get spells.
Okay,
And
yeah, I've never
you,
played this one then.
you
Okay.
can like kill innocent people,
Oh
and then
shit!
it's
Wow.
bad. There's a lot to this game, but I want to learn how to play it. So
Okay,
I don't know much about it yet. So I don't can't say if it's good or bad. I played it, but it's intriguing.
that
I'm
does
gonna say
sound
that.
intriguing. Like I said, the fact that
Yeah.
you said you can kill like random
Yeah, I'm
people and
pretty
it's kind
sure
of
you
funny.
can. Yeah, and it'll affect you somehow. Like people will stop. I want to say they stop talking to you. I'm not sure. I didn't know what to do. I was confused. This is one before you start. I think you got to read the manual and kind of put time into it.
Alrighty.
This could be like a Legacy of the Wizard situation where you got to read the manual, learn how to play it.
Alright. Yep. Okay. Next we got is Mag Max.
Haven't played this one. I
I
have
actually
it.
have played this. It's a shoot 'em
Okay.
up. And well, first of all, I love the cover art. I just think it's so like over the top.
Yeah, there's like a Ghidra, mechanical Ghidra or something.
Yeah, mechanical Ghidra fighting a robot with a lightsaber.
That is a good cover.
Yeah,
I love the cover. Some of these, yeah.
I will say the cover art definitely oversells the game. I think the game it's fine. It's decent. It kind of reminds me of that one Namco shooter. What was it? Starts with an X.
Oh, Xexes.
Is it,
No, not
no,
Xexes. Um,
the shoot 'em up where you're like shooting at like little discs.
Zycross? Cycross? Is
I
that?
can never remember the damn name, but yeah, that it reminds me of that a little bit.
Huh, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I haven't played it. It's okay, you said?
I think
Decent?
it's fine. It's all right. It's an early NES game, so
Shooter
you
then.
know it's decent, but it's nothing like great.
Okay, shooter then.
Yeah. All right. Next
Okay.
is Maniac Mansion.
Yeah, this is one I want to beat. I played it, but never got far. I think I got in a house. That's all I got.
The one thing I know this game for is the fact that you can microwave a hamster.
Yeah, on certain cartridges, yeah, before Nintendo found out and revisioned it. Yeah. And I don't know if mine, I never got far enough to see if my copy has it. But
Yeah,
you can like,
I don't know. That's like really the only thing I know about it, and that
yeah.
I know I've played another game that's similar to it that came out later, but it
Okay.
it's called Hugo's House of Horror. It was on
Oh,
MS DOS.
okay. Similar like point and click kind of adventure game. LucasArts was it? Or
No, Hugo's House of Horror was made by I don't even know, like some really small company,
okay.
like some like nobody company, basically. I think it was made by like a couple people, but yeah, it was a game that was similar to Maniac Mansion, and apparently a lot of people like said that he like ripped off the game, when yet he said that like he had no idea that Maniac Mansion was a thing.
Okay. I'll take his word. He has no reason to lie. Why not?
Yeah,
So
I mean I don't
I
know.
think I mean it's a if you don't know, it's a point and click adventure. But you move a character. You have like four people you can move around. You pick, and they all have different theme music, and you got to find out what to do in this mansion. That's all I know about it. But it's all one that always stuck with me. I want to finish someday.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of like interesting things about it. Like I know one other thing I know is that apparently it got like a live action TV show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently that happened back in the day.
Interesting. Live
Yeah.
action. I wouldn't expect a live action.
Yeah, I think it was in the 90s when that happened.
That explains it. Everything happened in the 90s.
Yeah.
Weirdness happened in the 90s.
Oh, for sure. All right, next we got is Mappy Land.
Yep, a early NES game, like a platform. You play as a mouse cop, and you have trampolines, and you can't be hurt when you're on a trampoline. So if an enemy's on you on a trampoline, you both just bounce, roll, happy and good. But you can be hurt on the platform. So you want to jump, get the items, get to the door at the end. I think there's a door. I made it a few places in, and I got my fill of Mappy Land. But if you like those kind of arcade games with the platformers, it's not like a level get to the end of the level. It's more of a puzzle, not puzzle, but it's not it's more arcadey than like
It
a
reminds me of
straight end.
Flicky a little bit.
I've never played Flicky.
Okay, it reminds
That's
me of
the
that, but I
Genesis
think
game.
Mappy Land is better.
Okay, Flicky's the Genesis game.
Yeah, well, it was an arcade game, but I think they
Oh,
did put it on Genesis, though.
okay. That's the thing that when you hit the Sonic thing, he flies out, right?
Yeah, like the little bird things,
Yeah,
yeah.
Flicky. Yeah, which I just found out about that this year. That was called Flicky.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I played Mappy Land before, and yeah, I like it for what it is. It's just
Yeah,
a mindless, fun, arcadey type game.
yeah, it's fine. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's on the Switch thingy service, Switch NES service too.
Yeah. Alright, Mechanized Attack.
I haven't played it, but looking at the cover, I kind of want to play it.
Yeah, I've never played it. In fact, I actually kind of forgot about this game entirely. I don't even remember, like, what type of game it is.
I would guess a shooter, but who knows with this cover? Maybe it's
It's a
strat. Like
puzzle
looking at
game.
Infiltrator from earlier, you said there was it could be a puzzle game. Maybe we looked at a few that were kind of misleading.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, not much to say on that, but yeah, I'll have to look into that one more.
Mechanized attack. Interesting
Yep.
looking cover, that's for sure.
Alright, next is Mendel Palace.
I have played it. It's not. It's like a puzzle game with tiles. That's all I know about it. Don't know how to play it though.
Yeah, I actually own a copy of that one, weirdly enough. And,
Mhm.
yeah, it's just this weird tile game where you pick up tiles and I think there's like. Isn't there like
Oh, you can pick them
enemies like
up.
on the
Oh,
on the tiles too?
yeah. There's enemies. I didn't. I put it in, died, and okay. I don't feel like learning how to play this, but I can't say it much. There are enemies on the tiles. Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's kind of just whatever. It's just weird.
Mhm. Yeah. It's. I didn't know how to play it, but yeah, it's kind of out there.
All right, now next up is Metal Mech.
Yes, I've played this. You're in a mech and you go around shooting stuff. Didn't leave a great impression on me. In fact, I sold it. So
Wow. Yeah, I played this one before too. I think it's okay. I think it's all right. Nothing great, but it's also not really that memorable either, which is kind of sad for a game called Metal Mech.
yeah, it wasn't like great. It didn't really stick with me either. So I mean, it's a side-scrolling mech game, but it's not as cool, like you said, as you'd think it would be.
All right, now as for the next one, this one actually is memorable, and that's Metal Storm.
Yeah, I like how they put these two together. That's good. Uh, Metal Storm. Yeah, so go ahead and talk about it.
I think Metal Storm is a good game, but it's also like insanely hard because I think you can like die in like one hit.
Yep, but the explosion is so good looking.
Oh, it
It
is. Yeah,
looks
it is
so
really
crisp.
awesome.
So nice. So nice. You
But
can get a power up that lets you take an extra hit, I think.
I think you can, yeah, but it's very sparse though, and
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, the game's really cool. I like the music. Graphically, it looks really nice, and it's just a really awesome looking mech game. I do think it is better than Metal Mech for damn
Oh,
sure.
yeah. That's Metal Storm. At least I can remember about. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I think the biggest problem is really just it's just really really hard, and you just die in
I,
one hit.
yeah. You do have unlimited continues, which is a plus. So you can get through it, but you just gotta figure: do I want to put all this time into it? It's all up to you if you want to or not. But yeah, it's hard, but it's a very cool looking game. Yeah, I played it. I played through it a few times, and it is very difficult. But there's something about it that just makes you want to come back to it and
Yeah, I
keep
mean, I
trying.
do occasionally come back to it every
Yeah,
like couple
yeah.
years, so
Yeah, it's one that hopefully someday you can finish it because I think it's a fun game.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's just like I said, it's just I'm just not good at it.
Yeah, I know it's tough, very tough game, but yeah, it's a good. Oh, the gravity mechanic. We didn't even talk about that. You can flip the gravity up and down, which is the big gimmick of the game, where you can hit.
Yeah.
I think it's up and B, and you have to do that on certain levels to flip the gravity to avoid things or traverse the stage. You fly through the bottom of the ceiling, go or bottom up through the ceiling. You go to the bottom of the screen, um, and the music's pretty good and it looks beautiful.
Yep.
Well, that's it.
All right. Now next is Mickey's Mousecapade.
Yeah, I like this game. I haven't played this game until this year, and I ended up beating it twice. I do like this game a
Yeah, I
lot.
remember your
Not a,
stream off of it.
yeah, not a lot, but I enjoy this. And I've always heard bad things about it, but I don't think it's a bad game. I don't think it's a great game. It's just it's fine. It's
Yeah,
just a platformer with Mickey and Minnie, and you get Minnie, and she follows behind you. You can't control her. You can hit up to move her next to you, and then you get a star for both of them, and you go through 4 or 5 levels and good music. That's the highlight of the game. And one hit deaths, or not one hit deaths, but you have a life bar, so that's good.
yeah, I
The most
played
annoying thing.
a bit of this one, and I think it has like a good idea, but my big problem with it is just the invisible blocks you gotta shoot at.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's until you know that. I didn't know. You got to read the manual on this one too. It tells you to shoot everywhere, which is
Yeah,
yeah. The
reminds me
visible
of a
block.
certain other game that's coming up really shortly.
Oh yeah, and about one, two more. Yeah, one
Yeah,
more. That's yeah, yeah.
but yeah. Moving on. Mighty Bomb Jack.
I have played this one, and I actually watched the Game Center CX on this one too, which is a pretty good one. But yeah, it's. I haven't played much of it, but I have played it, so I don't know much about it. But it's like a puzzle platformer, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was another early Tecmo game. I've never played the NES version. I remember playing one version of it, but I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, it's an alright game. It's not one of my favorites, but I think it's okay.
Okay. I don't remember much. I think I put it in and played it, died, and took it out. Didn't
Yeah.
stick with me, but I think those kind of games you got to play for a while to get into.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Speaking of
Next.
one, you got to play for a while to get into.
Yep. All right. Next is Mylon Secret Castle.
Yes, I played this. I've beaten it twice, I think. This is you have to read the manual on this game. It's very cryptic. You have bubbles. You have to shoot everywhere. The biggest thing I can tell you about Mylon Secret Castle is once you learn how to play it, it's kind of addictive, at least to me. Each stage has a honeycomb piece, each screen has a honeycomb piece, which increases your life. So you want to shoot everywhere to find that. Each stage also has a key to exit the level. That's the second thing you got to get. And each stage has a shop. So you want to find that. Those 3 things, once you know there's those 3 things in each level, just shoot everywhere. That's all I
Yeah,
can
I think
say
the
about that.
game is cool. I like it, but as you said though, like the fact that it's cryptic makes it like really
Mhm.
hard. And then
Yeah,
also, the fact that you just gotta like shoot everywhere is kind of like insane to me. I don't know. This is a
monotonous.
game I think I
Yeah,
should get like a turbo controller.
that would help. Yeah, I can. I like it, but I would say play it and read the manual and try it. See if it's up your cup of tea. If you don't like shooting everywhere, you don't like that cryptidness, then maybe it's pass it on it. Your mileage is going to vary on Mylon Secret Castle.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I know it's one of those games that like either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Because I've seen many
Yeah,
people like say it's good and some people say it's bad.
I think I think it's a good game. It's just you got to really learn how to play it, what it wants out of you, like a lot of games. But
Yeah, yeah. I would say that that's very fair.
hmm.
All right, next is Monster in My Pocket.
Yeah, I remember the music on this game. The dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun. It's very good music by Konami. Side scroller, you pick a vampire or a Frankenstein monster, um, and it's based on the Monster in My Pocket's rubber toys, which I had a lot of as a kid. I actually gave them to my nephew in a little lunchbox, and we used to collect them at school. We used to trade them. So I never knew about the NES game. It's by Konami, so it has good music. You can pick up a giant key and throw it at people and carry it through the level. Limited continues, kind of a challenge until you get used to the levels, but I'd say it's worth a try, play through it. It's a little bit average or maybe a little bit above average, not much more than that.
I don't remember playing it. I know a lot about the game, but I don't think I've ever actually sat down and played it.
It's you might like it. I mean, it's not great. It's not there's worse games, but it's not terrible either. It's not like Felix the Cat great, but it's like a rung under Felix or Jackie Chan's Ancient Kung Fu, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty fair. Alright, now we got a weird one, which is
Yeah.
Monster Party.
Well, you said weird. Why don't you explain? I think you want to talk about this one. Maybe you can say a lot about this one.
Okay. Monster Party is one of those games that is pretty batshit in so many different ways, like so many crazy enemies, and the way it looks is crazy. In fact, the game like has like a ton of like blood everywhere, which is surprising.
It has fried food that just comes to life and jumps in a sine wave pattern at you.
Yeah, like the game is like an acid trip, but that's kind of what I love about the game is that
It's
it
so
just gives
great.
no fucks
It's so
whatsoever.
weird. Yeah.
But
It's a,
despite like the craziness that it has, I actually think it's a pretty decent platformer. It's not like
I
the
agree.
best that you'll ever
Mhm.
play, but I think it's still pretty good for what it is.
I agree. It has password saves too, so you can come back to it.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Weird platformer has a cool little the baseball bat you can hit stuff back,
Yep.
which is kind of cool. It has some physics to it. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a good game. Like I said, I know everyone talks about like the craziness that it is, which is true, but I actually still think it's a good game, like even like, without that.
I agree. I think it's pretty good. A little difficult, but you got passwords. Limited continues. You can come back to it, put it down, come back to it, get a
Oh
little
yeah.
further.
Alright, next we got is Mr. Gimmick.
Have not played this one, just heard about it, and I didn't hear about it until I got the internet.
Yeah, I never knew about it until years later. I don't think I've ever actually tried it, honestly. I think I have a ROM of it, but I never, like, tried
Fired
it.
it out. Yeah, speaking of physics, we talked about this. This has a good physics mechanic, I've heard. They can toss that little bubble or whatever he throws.
Yeah.
But yeah, haven't played that one.
Alright, next we got is Muppets Adventure Chaos at the Carnival.
I have played this because the name's so crazy, and I remember putting it in. Because, oh, Muppets? And I don't remember anything about it. Sorry.
I remember watching a video of it years ago from someone I was subscribed to, and I remember it being like a really funny ass video, but I can't. I wish I can like remember more of it than that. All I remember is that there's a part where Kermit is like on like a boat going down a stream, and you gotta like avoid rocks.
Oh, yeah, I do. You brought that up. I remember that now. Yep. That was like one of the first ones you do.
Yeah,
That's
that's
probably
like
why I
all I
remember it.
remember about it. And
Yeah.
I remember in that video he said something like really funny about it, but I wish I could remember.
Yeah. Since it didn't stick with me, I'm going to say you could probably pass on it. But maybe if you're curious about Muppets.
Yeah, like you want to play a game as a Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here.
Yeah,
Hey, Miss
I
Piggy.
can't do a good Kermit.
Frog!
Alright, next is Mystery Quest.
I did play this. It's not very, in my opinion, I didn't have fun with it. It's a platformer, but it's very early platformer. It seems like an early game anyway. Um, I think it's one hit death. Don't hold my hand, but hold me to it. But it didn't really leave an impression like I wanted to keep playing it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I just remember just not being great. It was just not fun, which is
Yeah.
a shame because I like the cover art.
Yeah, the cover art makes it look like he's a gnome guy shooting lasers or something. I don't know, or attacking a snake. It looks pretty cool, but it just didn't stick with me. And with a game with so many platformers on the NES, there's no reason to go to a one that's below average like that, in my
Yeah, no,
opinion.
it's not good, unfortunately. Alright, next is Nightshade.
Yeah, I played this one. Unique game. It's like a half adventure, point and click, half action. Which the action part's the worst part of it, I think. Fighting guys is very weird to get the hang of. It's not great, kind of janky. You can die easy. But the cool thing about this is when you die, you get put in a torture device, and if you can escape the torture device, you can continue your game. But if you fail, well, you don't continue your game. I played through it a little bit, but it always held my attention. Not too long, but I always, in the back of my mind, I want to come back to it.
Yeah, this is one that like I would like to like play more of it, but I just never got around to it. From when I played of it, I
Mhm.
kind of like the idea of it, and I like the fact that like when you die, you can have that little
Yeah,
mini game to continue. I think that's actually kind of cool and different. But
yeah,
yeah, like you said, it's one of those games that like I don't know, I just never really like never hold my attention too much, but I like the like ideas that it has, and also I think the cover art's kind of funny looking at the fact that
yeah.
he shakes his
It's just a
fist.
yeah, it's just a creeper on the on the front with a trench coat.
Yeah. All right. Next is Ninja Crusaders.
Ninja Crusaders. I did play this. It's like a two-player game, I think, and you can turn into animals, I believe.
Yes.
But I only played a one-player game. Is that the one that I did play this?
Yeah, this is the one where like you're ninjas and you can transform into different things. Like I
Okay.
remember one of them you transform into like a tiger or something.
Yes. Okay, I did play this one then. Yeah, I don't remember much more about it other than being pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough game, but I remember it being kind of cool. But I need to
Yeah.
spend more time with it though. All right, Ninja Kid.
Have never played Ninja Kid.
If I remember correctly, I think no, I don't think this. I don't think this is related to the Ninja Taro games, is it?
No, Ninja Taro is a top-down action adventure like Zelda type game on the Game Boy, I think.
Okay, right.
Like almost in a realm of that. Yeah, it's like a Zelda game. There's another Game Boy game, but that's not important.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
It might be.
Okay, I
But
won't
I'm
mark
not.
that one for me because, like I said, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't play. From looking at the cover, I think this is a straight platformer. That one's like a
Okay.
action adventure.
All right. Next we got is a funny one. Noah's Ark.
Never knew there was a Noah's Ark.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one I actually did play because I remember seeing it in the Angry Video Game Nerds Bible games.
Oh yeah, okay. I should have known that. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I found out about it. Well, I'm pretty sure most people found out about it through that way. But yeah, and
Yeah.
after like that video, I remember trying it out because I wanted to see what the game was actually like for
Uh-huh.
myself. And
Uh-huh.
it's not a bad game. I mean, yeah, the idea of it is weird and crazy, but it's actually a pretty decent game. It's definitely a lot better than the actual Bible games.
Yeah. Well, that's something. There's a few Bible games I've played that have been kind of like not great.
Yeah, no. The only Bible game I think that's actually decent that's not Noah's Ark was well, Spiritual
That's
Warfare I think was
yeah.
decent. And then what's the name of that other one? I used to have it. Bible Buffet I actually think is a decent game.
Okay. Is that the puzzle game one? Yeah.
No, Bible Buffet was like the board game one.
Oh, okay. We ask you questions. Okay.
Yeah, it has like the questions, but it also has the like the levels where you just shoot at stuff or you blow
Okay.
stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually find that one is actually kind of decent. And of course, my favorite part about it is the fact that it has a clear voice of a guy saying, "All right."
Oh, I
Yeah.
love voices on NES games. I love it so
Yeah,
much.
it's funny. But
It
yeah,
says
no,
something
I think
about
Noah's Ark is, it's a decent game. It's not great, but it's better than you'd expect it to be.
fair enough. Now, this next one I've played recently again. I quite like this one, North and South. It's a RTS game that has some tactics in it, but it's not too over the top. You basically pick a year in the Civil War. You pick the North or the South. You have cavalry you charge at, and you go to like a point in the map, basically the east of the United States, and you move your people, and then they move their people. If they meet, you go to a little top-down kind of action view, and you can have cavalry, cannons, and infantry, and you can switch on and off with the control pad in real time. And you have to charge up your attack for the cannon and your rifleman, and you move with the control pad, switch with I think the B button to switch between your cavalry, tanks, or infantry, and whoever has the last person standing in that screen takes the square. and you do
Okay.
that, you get money. Has some cool music, comes some cool. I think the music's kind of funny. It has like the Dixieland music, and it has like all kinds of like just cool like it's there's a lot of charm to this game. It doesn't look great, but I kind of and there's like when you take a fort, you go to a side scrolling section. It's really janky. You got to get to the end and raise your flag, and there's like dogs coming at you and riflemen and people with bayonets. It's kind of funny.
I've actually never played it, but I remember watching a video on it, and I remember like the battles, like everything is like super tiny looking.
Yes, that's it. Yep, you got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like, what is this, a game made for ants?
But it's so funny though. Like it's just there's something about it that's just kind of funny. Yeah, it does look like ant people.
Yeah, it's just kind of that's really what I remember it most is the fact that everything's like really tiny
Yeah,
on the
it's
map.
really tiny, but it's funny.
Okay, well that's interesting. I didn't know you played that one, so
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's fine.
all right. Next up is Operation Wolf.
Yeah, I played this one growing up and played it a little bit, but never played a lot of it. It's just basically the arcade is pretty cool because you got the Uzi, but the NES version not as memorable because you don't have the Uzi, and I think the Uzi is the big part of what makes the arcade kind of cool. It's just a light gun game, but there's a lot of stuff coming at you, and you gotta like. I don't know if you get prisoners or not, but that's all I know about it. I don't remember much more about it than it being a light gun game in a POW camp.
Yeah, I've never played that one, so
That's
uh,
yeah. It's moving on to Over Horizon. I've never even heard of this one.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it. I actually think the cover art's kind of cool looking.
Looks kind of neat. Like is that a scorpion or an ant? Speaking of ants, I don't know what that is. Thing breathing fire, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay, this one I have played.
Oh, good.
POW.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. Go ahead, talk about this game.
Yeah, I like this game. Obviously, I like the arcade version better, but I think the NES game is actually still like a pretty decent like conversion of it. You know,
Hmm.
side-scrolling action. You know,
Yep.
has you just basically just gotta break out of prison and just shoot at people. It's fun.
Yeah, you get a gun. You can punch people, kick people. Kind of challenging, very hard to get into, but it's decent. I mean, I think I like this game a little more than like maybe Double Dragon One, because I like Double Dragon One, but I like on NES. But I kind of think I like this one a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I like POW better than Double Dragon for sure. Yeah,
Oh, we got another one, Panic Restaurant. I have not played this yet.
I've played it, and I can say that I actually reviewed this one like years ago, and I like it. It's cool. It's funny. It's like it's really dumb and weird looking. In fact, I find the cover art is like he looks like he's
Disturbing.
like meffed out.
He does look kind of crazy, creepy.
Yeah, and I always just thought it was weird, but no, I actually do like the game. It's cool, but
Okay.
you know, obviously, just like a lot of these late NES games, people just talk about it because of the value and not because it's like a good game, which I think is a shame because I do think it is a good game. It's very short.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, it's a very short game. There's not a lot of levels in it though, but what levels they do have, like they are fun to play through, and I do like the power ups too. But the thing that does suck is that once you get hit, you do lose the power up, which and then of
Oh
course the
no, I
main
hate
weapon
that.
is like not the greatest.
It's a frying pan or something, right?
Yeah, it's a frying pan. Yeah, I love the spoon weapon, the giant spoon.
Food.
Yeah,
Nice. Okay, well, this is one that's been on my radar. I want to play through it in Little Samson someday, so good to hear.
yeah. I'd say compare out of the two games, I actually think I like Panic Restaurant a little more than Little Samson. That's just
Okay.
me.
Okay. Nice.